I've got something new, this Talon Eagle Pro crossbow. The Eagle Pro is a compound crossbow with 60 pounds or 27 kilograms of a draw force, which over the 4-to-1 pulley system converts to 240 pounds or 109 kilograms of a draw force at the bow. My first impression on the usability is quite positive. The buttstock, for instance, can be adjusted within 1 minute in height and length to the shooter. The Pro version of the Eagle, which I have here, also comes with a Hawk XB 3x32 scope, which is also mounted within 1 minute and delivers an excellent optical quality. A main feature of this crossbow is the ability to fire multiple projectiles without any change to it. I ordered these 43 cm long 21 gram arrows or bolts, 14.5 cm long darts, 8 mm lead projectiles and 8 mm steel ball bearings. So now I'm shooting all of these. I start with the arrows and my target is this paper-filled pizza box. Normally arrows stick quite well into this. So the arrows first. These are, as I've said, 43 centimeters long and weigh 21 grams, and the distance to our target here is roughly 10 meters. One thing I immediately noticed is that the arrows don't always glide to the end when you put them in, and that means that you have to give them a little push with your fingers, which also means that you have to put your fingers in the way of the string, which is a bit dangerous. I guess you could avoid that with a little bit of practice, but anyway, that's what I noticed. Let's have a look at our target here. Good little group, I think, for my very first shots with this thing. A little bit high maybe. And the arrows went through roughly 3/4 of the papers, although it's hard to see on camera. And now a couple more shots on a slightly larger distance. This is roughly 20 meters. Again, these were my first shots with this crossbow, and the scope is not yet sighted in, so considering this, I'm quite happy with the group actually. Next up is the darts. These are 14.5 centimeters long and weigh 17 grams, so 4 grams less than the arrows. So they are only slightly lighter than the arrows, but a lot more compact. And the distance here is roughly 5 or 6 meters. Compared to the bolts or arrows, the darts glide much more freely between the rails, so I had a lot less trouble there. Again, it's hard to see on camera, but I would say the darts went through roughly 90% of our target box here. The third projectile I'm shooting is this 8mm lead projectiles. These weigh 7.7 grams and the target this time is this can. These lead projectiles get loaded and shot in the same way as the darts or bolts. After cocking the crossbow, you put them in from the front and they slide all the way to the back, where they are being held in place by friction, at least unless you don't point the crossbow too much downwards. And the lead projectiles have no trouble going through both sides of the can. Last is the 8mm steel balls. These are being loaded from the back through this opening, and they fall through another opening onto a magnet where they are being held in place. While past me waits for an annoying aircraft to go by, let me tell you about my thoughts on this system they have for the steel BBs. Initially I thought this steel tube was a magazine where you just load in all the steel balls and after you shot one, another one automatically drops and you can shoot the next. But as you've seen, it's not like this. You have to load them in manually one by one from the back, and I'm a bit surprised that they didn't go for this magazine solution. It seems quite obvious to me, but well, maybe this is material for a DIY solution and another video. We will see. So the steel balls also go through the can with no trouble, although the holes are a bit smaller than the ones caused by the lead projectiles. So first final thoughts. I actually quite like it. Looks really great. I do like this classic rifle optic. The thing is maybe a bit heavier than I expected, but I guess I could get used to it. I do also like the usability, it's quite simple and sturdy. What I do not like is the solution with the steel balls and this magazine thing. But as I've said, maybe this is material for another video, so stay tuned for more videos with the Talon Eagle Pro on this channel.